Hey guys, it's Kaz here, aka Cats on Camera, and today I'm doing the boy band book tag. This was created by McKinley and I was also tagged by McKinley, so definitely check out the original. I'll leave it up above and down below. You've got no excuse. Check it out. So in this tag there are 14 questions. They all relate to a certain boy band. Not gonna lie, some of them I'm not really familiar with because of the whole American, English, I don't know who the crap that is, crossover type thing. But most of them I do know. So question 1 is Jackson 5, and this is an original or unique book. For this I've gone with the Alex Crow. This is about Ariel, who is the only survivor of a terrorist attack in an unnamed Middle Eastern village, and he's adopted by this American family, and it's about him going to this camp and crazy stuff happens. It's also about an Arctic expedition that happened like 100 years previous. It's also about this other guy that's had genetic like weird experiments and he's obsessed with the fact that the government is after him and spying on him. And it's told from these different storylines and they all kind of intertwine and it's all muddled up. And even the way it's written, the chapters aren't proper chapters. It's just like, it will just say a sentence or a phrase or some words that are somewhere in here, like the great welcoming mannequin, and then somewhere in there that will be talked about. And yeah, it's really weird and Andrew Smithy, so it's good. Question 2 is The Osmonds, which is favourite siblings. This one I was looking for a while. I was thinking maybe this book, but then I thought no, this definitely works for this question. Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is my favourite Cassandra Clare book. Most of her other books really annoy me in some way, but I absolutely love all the sibling relationship in here. Between all the Blackthorns, how Julian looks after all of his younger siblings, it's just adorable and I love them all. And it really annoyed me in Lord of Shadows when they kind of split the family up and had different storylines instead of keeping them together, because that was the whole reason I like this one more. Question 3 is New Edition. I feel like this is one of them that I've never heard of. Who knows? I might know a song, I don't know. And that is a book written in the 80s or set in the 80s. I've gone with Cinnamon Toast and the End of the World by Janet E. Cameron. I feel like this is a book that probably most people will not have heard of. And this follows a main character, Stephen, who at the beginning is kind of like, you know, when you just sat there with your best friend and you realise that you're in love with them, the world kind of ends. And it's all about him and his feelings for his best friend, who is a boy, and it's set in the 80s. There's a lot of stuff happens in here that's kind of dark, and I mean the front of it makes it look like it's probably like a really cute contemporary, but it's kind of, there's some dark stuff going on. You know me, that's how I roll. Question 4 is someone I've definitely not heard of, so I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right. Menudo? Is that a thing? Apparently that's a thing. And that is favourite anthology. So I'm guessing they've got a lot of members. It's been a while since I watched McKinley's video, so I can't remember some of the bands. But I don't really read that many anthologies, so this one took the most sort of looking. But then I remembered this, which is Love is Love. This is an anthology of loads and loads of different artists and writers. And it was released when the Pulse nightclub shooting happened and all the proceeds went to like the families and the victims and the people that were affected by it. But this is really good. It's just like loads of different little short stories, little short comics. And some of them actually made me cry. So that's how you know something's good. It makes you cry. Question 5 is New Kids on the Block. And that is a cheesy or fluffy read. Now I remember like 2 questions ago when I was talking about the fact that a lot of the stuff I read is kind of dark. This one took a while to find something, I can tell you that. I was thinking, do I read fluffy stuff? Cheesy? I was trying to think cute, nice, sort of maybe teeny, and this took a while guys, but I found one. Geek Girl by Holly Small, who knows. Also, when I saw this I was like, I own the next 2 books in this series and I've not read them, so I really should have put it in my series I need to finish video, which I uploaded. I'll leave the links there. But it was the last video I uploaded. And I was like, oh crap, I should have put this in that video. But I read this years and years and years ago, and like I say, I have the 2nd and 3rd book that I've still not read. And one of the small ones from World Book Day from the other year. So yeah. I can't even really remember this. I just know that there's a girl that's really kind of intelligent and a geek, and then something about modelling, but I remember enjoying it. Question 6 is Boys to Men, and that is your favourite smutty book. This one, I have read a few books. Recently I read Leo Loves Aries and I really liked that, and I've read some other things like Call Me By Your Name or whatever, but I thought, you know what, this is probably my favourite out of all of them, and that is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. This book is so good, and it's kind of a shame that it's sandwiched between two books that aren't that great, but this one is so good, so I had to go with this one. Shots every time I say this one. This is about our girl, Feyre, who has to go into the Feyland because she accidentally kills one of them, and a bunch of crazy shit happens that also involves a lot of sex, because smutty. That bit was kind of like, bro, chill out. You're in the middle of like wars and stuff. Put your pants on. Question 7 is All for One. This one is another one I've definitely not heard of, and that is a diverse book, preferably by a person of colour. And for this one I thought, why go for a diverse book by a person of colour? Why not just say, read Alex Sanchez, he's really good. All of his books have Mexican characters in, he's Mexican, and they all have gay characters. We also have different books with other people. Boyfriends and Girlfriends also has a lesbian and a girl who has never liked girls but kind of likes the girl who is a lesbian. So read Alex Sanchez. I feel like he's so slept on BookTube. People like diverse books. Read Alex Sanchez. So question 8 is Backstreet Boys, a long running series that you still love. I don't really read a lot of long running series, so I had to go with A Song of Ice and Fire. It's still going. Pick your pace up, George. It's crazy how long it takes him to get books out, but I still like this series. Who knows when the next one's coming out, because he doesn't, Goodreads doesn't, it keeps changing. We shall see. Do I need to tell you what this is about? So question 9 is NSYNC, an overrated book. McKinley did say in her video she does like NSYNC, she just likes another boy band more. They have like a rivalry, that's why it's overrated book. But for this one I've gone with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I didn't like this, I gave it 2 stars. She's irritating, Alice is irritating. Through Looking Glass is alright, I quite like that one, but this is just, it took me so long to look at it. Question 10 is LFO, again, no idea. And this one is an underrated book. So for this I've gone with The Openly Straight Duology by Bill Konigsberg. Some people talked about this when it came out, nobody talks about this. It's so good. It's about labels and whether you need your labels, whether people need to be defined by certain things. In the first one, Openly Straight, we follow Rafe, who is openly gay, but he goes to this new school and figures, I might just not tell anybody that because I don't want to just be the gay kid. He just wants to be himself. And like I say, yeah, it's all about labels and stuff. And then this book goes into it even further about labels and whether people need a sexuality label, whether they can just like a person. It's so good. Read this. Question 11 is Together, spelt weird. Again, not sure who this is. But this one is favourite satire. I don't really read that many satirical books. Of course, refer to the previous lover of all things dark and aggressive and making me cry. But I have this one. That is The Taste of Cashews by Will Hartzell-Baird. This is a self-published book and it was really fun and cool and I love the front cover. Look, I had thoughts. This is set in the future where most of our technology has kind of been forgotten how to be made, and there are these people that go around and collect old technology and trying to figure out how it works. This follows Wesley, who is a history teacher, and then he kind of gets wrapped up in all this crazy stuff happening. There's a bounty hunter after him, there's the Empire, which is kind of aggressive, but it's funny as well. One of the guys that is in this Empire that kind of runs the place really doesn't want to be there, and he keeps accidentally doing stuff that's bad, which makes him look like he's a good dictator, and he's kind of like, I don't want to be. It's just, it's kind of funny, it's cool, you should read it, self-published. There's a robotic Raptor. There you go. So question 12 is One Direction. Again, another band I've never heard of. Obviously that's a joke. And this question is a series with lots of ships. Hashtag Larry. Yes, I was a Larry supporter. I wasn't one of the mental ones. I think they're cute, okay? And for this one, I've gone for the only series it can be, really, because this is crazy over the top with the ships. And that's The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. Side note, most of the ships in here I don't like. I don't like Claire and Jace because I don't like the characters. Claire is irritating. Jace could have been a good character, but it was turned into a whiny little bitch. I don't like Izzy and Simon. Am I spoiling this? No, everybody knows what this series is about, don't they? They've all read it. I don't like Izzy and Simon. I like the characters separately, but I don't see why they're together. They clearly have nothing in common. They're only put together so everyone could have been smushed together. Alec and Magnus, again, I kind of like them. I like the characters separately, but everyone goes on about them being this amazing, the best relationship ever, the best portrayal. But Alec is hardly even in this series. He's such a side character. He's literally just the gay character. Have people not realised this? He doesn't have a personality. It's hardly even a character that narrates until a few books in, because he doesn't have anything other than being gay about him. And so concludes my salt. So question 13 is BTS. I think this is a K-pop band. Yes. And this is A Book You Love that was translated from a different language. And for this, let's just all pretend that this cover isn't hideous. Let the Right One In by John Advik Lindvisk. I'm like, get away from me, the Americanness of this. I borrowed this book off a friend of mine years and years ago, and I really liked it, and then I found this in a charity shop. It was like 50p or something, so I was kind of like grin and bear the fact that it's got the Let Me In cover on. It's hideous. It says Let Me In bigger than Let the Right One In. Step off it. But yes, this is a good book, and it's originally Swedish. And last but not least, question 14 is a bonus question, and it's your favourite book that has a boy band featured. But I had a look around and I don't think I own any. Like I say, I don't read a lot of like cute contemporaries that boy bands would probably feature in. I'm just going to throw the Raven Cycle out there because they are a band of boys. They don't make music, but you know, in the Band of Brothers type sense, they are a boy band. So there we have it, that was the boy band book tag. Like I say, definitely go and check out the original if you haven't already, because McKinley has like pictures up of each of the band and she talks a bit about the question and why she put it with them. It's really cool, check it out. Yes. So on for the tagging, I'm gonna just be so obvious and just tag the people I always tag. So that's Chrissy at the September issue, Rebecca at Rebecca McPeak, Melissa at the Bookish Babbler, and you know what, I started tagging them so I'm gonna do it again. Han and Kat at Brews and Reviews. So yeah, comment down below some of your answers for these questions, or if you like some of the bands I've never heard of, tell me, or tell me your favourite boy band, whether they're in this list or not. Pow, down below. If this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, please check out some of my others, and if you continue to enjoy them then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I will see you in a few days with another video.